Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to week 6 of the high school football season, and welcome to the battle for the Gordonsville Tasty Freeze. Unbeaten Louisa County just came out to start warming up. They are hosting Orange County tonight in what just might be, what probably is the biggest rivalry game we have here in Central Virginia high school football. But it has been a one-sided rivalry in recent years. Louisa has won the last 10 meetings between these two schools. Orange has not beaten the Lions since 2008. Now, may not feel like it weather-wise, but we have reached the halfway point of this 2019 high school football season. The calendar says October now. The VHSL is starting to turn out their weekly playoff rankings as we head into the second half of the season, and well, the games themselves are getting bigger every Friday night as we roll through this season. Out of Fluvanna County tonight, the Flukos, 3-1 for the second consecutive season. They started 6-1 last year. Fluvanna's back at home tonight for the second straight week, opening up Jefferson District play against winless Charlottesville. CHS had won 6 in a row in that series until the Flukos beat the Black Knights last year. Fluvanna trying to make that 2 in a row tonight. Albemarle and Monticello, they have split their last 6 meetings. They are meeting tonight at Albemarle High School. Now, the Patriots beat MHS 36-0 last season, but this year, Albemarle still winless, looking for win number 1. The Mustangs got win number 1 last week at home against Western Albemarle, that dramatic 1-point victory in overtime against the Warriors. And speaking of those Warriors, they are back in Crozet tonight at home for just the second time this season. It's going to be Western Albemarle and William Monroe, a pair of 1 and 3 teams going at it in non-district play. That's the first meeting between those two schools since 2010, when William Monroe was still a Jefferson District team. Now, CBS19's Preston Willett was at that dramatic Western Monticello game last week. He is now out in Crozet tonight. He's covering that game between the Warriors and William Monroe. We go live now to Preston in Crozet with more on those Warriors.
Yeah, Damon, last week's game against Monticello just came down to 1 point after the Warriors decided to go for 2 in overtime. But just to get to overtime, they needed an extra point to tie up the game, so they sent in their new kicker, who hasn't been doing this long, but in the short time, she has become Western Albemarle's Miss Reliable. Life as a kicker is waiting and practicing until your team needs you most, whether it's a field goal or just an extra point.
Extra points are a huge part of the game. Every point matters in this sport, especially, when you're trying to get wins, and she's played a big part this year. I don't think she's missed an extra point.
She is Western Albemarle kicker Ellie Smart, just a girl kicking it with the boys.
Hearing my name over the announcements after PATs still shocks me, and I'm sure a lot of people in the crowd are shocked too.
Smart's path to football started just before high school, and even after a friend dropped out before the first practice arrived, she stuck with it.
I decided to give it a shot. I don't really even know why, but I guess it was just because my whole life I've loved sports. And then with high school coming up, I was just wanted to try something new.
Like most, Ellie started on JV, even making an agreement with her parents to run out of bounds on kickoffs. But a summer of work put her in prime position this year to kick extra points on varsity.
She's not out there just for show. She's out there because she's a good kicker. Yeah, and we trust her every time she goes out there to kick those PATs.
It's in those pressure-packed situations where Ellie's true skill shines.
Crowd cheer and stuff. But then, of course, when I'm actually kicking, I kind of zone everything out.
Her mental toughness. I mean, the skills, aside, she's stuck with everything that everybody's done. If there was anybody out there doubting her, she's proved everybody wrong.
Those doubters never existed on the team because they see firsthand the work Smart has put in.
She deserves it. She works hard, and she makes big plays for us, and we're all just really proud of her because we know it's maybe not the easiest thing for somebody to do, but she's taking it on headstrong.
While inspiring others was never her motivation, Ellie continues to kick for herself and others.
Just to know, people are, looking up to me, but then, it's something, I love to do, and I don't really, think about it that way. And it just makes me, feel good and, want to keep doing it.
Well, Smart will be on extra point duty yet again here tonight against William Monroe, and she is perfect on the season on extra points. And as her coach would say, knock on wood. We'll send it back over to Damon Dillman, who's at the jungle in Louisa.
All right, thank you, Preston. Now, you can join Preston, you can join myself, you can join us all at 11:30 on Wahoo Fox 27 for Week 6 of Friday Night End Zone. We'll have highlights from Western. We'll have highlights from here in the jungle, the battle for the Gordonsville Tasty Freeze. We'll have highlights from all around Central Virginia this Week 6 of the high school football season. For now, live at Louisa County High School. Damon Dillman, CBS 19 Sports.